Here are some of my tips and tricks when I'm trying to live a normal life, all while still attaining my macros. I make it a point to have high protein foods in the house at all times. The list of high protein foods that are my grocery list that I sent you guys, those are must-haves for me. Make sure that your protein list is what you like, what you will want no matter what. If I'm going on vacation, I'm going to, first of all, let myself off the hook and recognize that vacations don't come every day. And so I am not gonna pressure myself in a big way. I'm gonna do my very best for every single meal. If I go to a buffet or if I'm at a hotel that has a breakfast buffet and they have French toast and grits and biscuits, eggs and sausage, I'm gonna likely make my breakfast the eggs and the sausage. I might have a French toast stick or I might have a small serving of the grits, but I'm going to fill up on the protein and then I may have a little of the other. No, I'm not gonna carry measuring spoons, nor am I gonna carry a scale with me. But because I count macros on a regular basis, I'm going to be aware of what a tablespoon of anything looks like. I'm also gonna be aware of how many ounces a piece of meat is gonna be on my plate, simply because I've weighed it at home so many times. Using your best judgment, recognizing that it is not the end of the world if you don't get it spot on for this 1 week out of the year. Don't pressure yourself. Enjoy your vacation. If I'm going to lunch and I'm going to a place where they served fried foods or grilled foods, I'm gonna choose the grilled foods. If they have veggies, I'm gonna choose that over the starches and the carbs. Not because I'm anti-starch or carb, but simply because they're gonna be lower in calorie. And if I want the starch and the carb, I may have a small amount of that as well. If I'm trying to attain my goal, I always weigh out what is more important to me right this minute, the goal or enjoying this meal. And it's not a right or wrong question. It's a truthful question. Do I want to enjoy this meal right now and then get back on my goal afterwards? Or is my goal the most important thing to me and this meal is really not that important? Pick wisely. It's going to be different every single time. It's different for me every single time. But when I'm looking at a menu, I'm going to pick the leanest form of protein, meaning grilled or charred, not fried and not breaded. I'm gonna choose side options that are vegetables and typically steer away from the higher starches and carbs because I know it's gonna cost me more calories, and because I can't really calculate everything specifically, I'm going to err on the side of lean protein and vegetables. If my goal is most important to me, if that meal is most important to me, I'm going to enjoy the meal and I'm gonna forget about it when it's done. I'm not gonna beat myself up the next day over having that meal. I'm going to recognize, hey, you indulged yesterday and it was delicious. Now, today, what's most important? Indulging again or getting back to working on my goal? There is no right or wrong answer. It's all about your journey and what's most important for you. If you decide that you want to splurge again, it's 1 day. It's not that big of a deal. Or it's 1 week. It's not that big of a deal. It's all a matter of what is most important for you. Your goal or the meal. You're going to get your goal. It just may be delayed a little bit longer. That's not that big of a deal unless you have a timeline that you want to reach it. If I'm going to a restaurant that has, let's just say, a Tex-Mex restaurant, and you have the options of what you're gonna put in a bowl, this is typically how I do it. If I'm going to have chips, I'm going to omit the rice. If I'm not gonna have chips, I'm going to add the rice. When they pull the bowl out, I typically choose salad for my base, romaine or whatever lettuce they have, because it's a good filler and it's low in calorie. Then I put my protein on top, and I will actually ask for double protein because that's gonna fill me up as well. As we're moving down the line, I'm going to pick vegetables that are healthier. I also get guacamole. It's high in calorie, high in fat, but it's healthy and I love it and I'm not gonna skimp on it. If I don't have chips, I will have them add the rice. If I decide I would rather have the chips, then I will omit the rice. As we go down the line, I pick all of the foods that I love, keeping in mind what is what. What's a fat, what's a carb, what's a protein. Making decisions that's gonna make this bowl something I want to eat when I'm done, but also makes me feel good about getting as close to my goals as possible. It's really about choices. It's really about what feels right in the moment. Thinking about the lean proteins. At fast food restaurants, you have two options. Pick what you want to eat or pick what's gonna align with your goals. Again, not a right or wrong question, just what is most important for you in that moment. If you are gonna eat what you want, eat it and let it go. Don't feel guilty about it. It's just one meal. If you're going to choose your goals, this is how I choose mine. I'm going to choose a grilled chicken sandwich or a grilled something, whether it's chicken nuggets, chicken sandwich, and I'm either going to have the fries or I'm gonna have the bun. And if I'm gonna have the fries, I may get 2 sandwiches and omit both buns and have 2 of the chicken patties and have my fries. Or maybe just 2 of the chicken patties and no fries. No bun and fries, or fries and no bun. Either way, I'm gonna fill myself up on what I'm eating and I'm going to eliminate carbs from one of those 2 sources. It's not perfection, but it's a good compromise. When I'm traveling, I wanna make sure that I'm trying my best to get the most protein in. So I like to pack things to take with me. The protein muffins that you can just add water and stick in the microwave. Those make good breakfast. They also make good snacks and they're high in protein. I will take protein bars. I'll take a Ziploc bag full of protein powder. That way I can make me a protein shake at any given time. You can put water or milk. None of those items have to be refrigerated, so you can take them with you anywhere you go, and it's a quick, convenient way to get your protein in. When I'm traveling and I'm trying to keep my calories low, I try my best to make sure my meals are filled with protein and vegetables, cooked or raw. Either way, the veggies are gonna be fairly low in calorie. Protein is gonna be what you need to get to your goals, building that muscle mass. Salads are also a really good option. It's a whole lot of bulk, a whole lot of fiber, and add you a lean protein on top, whether it's a fish or a grilled chicken or a shrimp. If it's a lean red meat, a steak, that's still not a bad option. The thing you have to be most careful about with your salads is your dressing. Choosing a vinaigrette is gonna be the lowest in calorie most of the time. All in all, remember, this is a journey. You will be on this journey for the rest of your life. Learn to love the journey by not beating yourself up for enjoying the things that you love. If you're traveling, enjoy the trip. If you're traveling a lot in life, be prepared. Prepare ahead. Meal prep ahead of time. Have high protein options ahead of time. Get yourself a cooler that you can keep in the car that you can put you some high protein snacks in, and then fill in the gaps with any of these restaurant ideas that I have laid out. But the bottom line is, this is your journey. Remember, every single meal is a decision. Do you want that meal or do you want to attain your goals? Neither is right or wrong. You can have that meal and it'll just be a little bit longer before you get to your goals, but you'll get there. So take the pressure off. Even with this whole macro thing, do your very best. But if one day you're off, way off, let it go. You have 2 options. You can adjust your macros the next day in order to offset what the difference was on the day before, or just say, that day was not ideal, but today I'm gonna get back on it. Every day that you make a decision to follow the path to get you towards your goals is a bonus. It's a bonus. It doesn't make life good or bad, it's a bonus. So enjoy your life. I love you very much, and I hope this was informative. If you have questions, let me know.